I am Charlotte.
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 Charlotte for Artists explores the state of small business, highlighting 4 talented aces making the Queen City more vibrant with their gifts. Learn how artist creative entrepreneurs connect community, expand industry, and create cultural relevance as they share their inspiring stories of artistry, entrepreneurship, and the role of the creative in this growing city.
I run Black Market Charlotte. We work to advocate. What we cater to is artists of color and keeping their unique voice. I'm focused heavily in visual media, from photography and video. I've been here for about 17 years now, and it's kind of my way of kind of giving back to the community. I've been able to see a change and a lot of gentrification. So a lot of my work kind of works with beautifying Black people in the area.
I am a poet from Colombia in South America. I published my first book in Colombia, and then I came to North Carolina. I participated in a contest for Latin American poets, and I started to win those contests, becoming a part of the culture scene in Charlotte. I ended up here 18 years ago, and I love it.
I just always had a very strong love and passion for music. I had this sound called electro soul and digital soul music. It was funky and fun. It really caught on pretty quick to the Charlotte fan base. Within like 6 months of me dropping my first album, I was opening up for Anthony Hamilton. It's just been a pleasure to really just rep Charlotte.
I'm an ace of all trades and a master of self. My primary discipline is music. I also love the art of business and really just helping other aces develop their personal brand experience. I grew up in South Carolina, then we moved to Charlotte for high school. I spent quite a bit of time in New York, but I always was really ready to come back to Charlotte and bring a lot of that arts and culture. And I learned a lot about online events and connecting with people in the city online. I bring a lot of that with what I do in my business.
There are so many opportunities in Charlotte. We have Arts and Science Council. Charlotte is Creative. It's giving a lot of opportunities to artists, constantly giving training, giving grants. There are a lot of festivals here, openings like this one in which you are invited to share your talent. If you are looking for a special place to develop as an artist and to feature your art, dancing, singing, writing, painting, anything, everything is happening in Charlotte.
I'm a touring musician, touring sound engineer, and now that I've seen so many places, I'm like, wow, nothing really quite feels like Charlotte. And I think the biggest thing for me that I've always embraced is the opportunity here. We're not Atlanta, we're not New York, we're not Nashville, we're not LA, but that's a good thing because it means that at any point, someone or a group of people here in the artist world could actually make Charlotte pop.
A lot of people come to Charlotte from different countries and different places, and it's a lot of different cultures. Charlotte is for artists because there is a lot of culture here. Unfortunately, it is considered underground culture. When people start to engage with different people of color, you start to actually uncover all the art that's just been sitting there.
Charlotte has always been really unique to me because it has that metropolitan feel, but it's somewhere between a big city feel and a hometown country feel. I've always looked at Charlotte as a really big growth opportunity. I think that in many ways, Charlotte has inspired who I've become, which has then inspired my art.
So what a lot of cities that do support artists have is considered like an infrastructure and taxes. Something that we're all scared of here. Artists collect the buildings, places they can go, subsidized rent, cheaper property taxes, things like that to kind of help boost the economy of the artists in the city. That is one of the biggest things that we are missing here. It doesn't solve the problem. We still have to do the work to make it valuable, but it's a very helpful structure.
The first group of people that Charlotte really supported was the visual artists, right? Like there's been a lot of grants, a lot of different opportunities for people to place visual art. But for music specifically, there's still a lot of work that has to be done. It's becoming more prevalent now. I think there's more organizational support for artists, but there's still a lot of opportunity for growth. Corporations, organizations can really add a lot of value to artists by giving them opportunities. That's really what it boils down to. Opportunities and connections, partnerships, that's really where you can win.
I would love to see more cohesion between local government, corporations, and small businesses. More support for training artists in how to be business owners. People forget that artists are entrepreneurs. Their music is a product, or their artwork is a product, or their choreography, or their intellectual property. Those things are things that are sold, that are marketed, and that draw people into the city. It's only fair to really give them the credit that they're due as business owners and to notice the need for them to have that professional training.
Corporations, what they need to know is that if you're going to hire and book of artists, you're booking them for their voice. They need to be able to interject with these communities, not take them over, interject, work with artists, hire artists, whether it's for consulting or just doing the artwork in general. If you want me to do a mural on the west side of Charlotte where black people live, but you don't want black people in the mural, what's the point of that? Yes, that's something that actually has happened. When they start losing their voice and their work, all the artwork here starts to get muddled. And then what happens when it gets muddled, it gets overlooked and we become a non-arts cultural city.
With residents here in Charlotte, there's not enough trust from residents believing in artists here enough to say, I want to pay you, $10 a ticket to come see you and expect to feel something from this show. We want to make sure that the city of Charlotte and people are supporting and doing their due diligence and making sure that the music arts really grow. A lot of artists are not doing enough because they don't have a reason to do anything. And so when you don't have a reason to do something, why would you do it? Why would you fine tune your craft? Why would you go practice 30 hours a week on a stage if 10 people are going to show up to your show? What that does is it boosts the music equity, I guess you could say, of artists in the city. Now we're not just looking at mid-grade, C-grade artists. Now these C-grade artists are becoming B-grade and A-grade artists that actually have a shot at getting Grammys.
For the people that you know that are already creating art, support them. I think everybody in Charlotte knows somebody that's doing something artistic, whether it's your cousin, whether it's your aunt, whether it's some family member, a friend. You know somebody that has a creative business, that is an artist, that is an aspiring artist. I think just supporting them, whether it's talking to them about their art, purchasing art from them, going to a show, telling somebody else about what it is that they do. I think it starts very small.
There is no excuse to stay home because there is a lot happening around.
Getting more involved with their actual local councilman, because we can scream all day to local councilmen, but when the community says, hey, there's a wall in our neighborhood, I want a black woman to come paint that wall. We don't have the money for it, but it's beautification. It makes the city look good, makes everything look good. Can y'all make this happen? Here's some list of people.
Charlotte's really a great art scene. We have such a variety of sections of the arts here. A lot of people that support these pretty well. Like our museums have combined to where they'll bring in arts one night, they'll bring in musicians another night, and we have so many venues that allow us to bring in so many different acts that work with our acts as well. Our identity is our diversity.
Charlotte musicians and artists in general want the community to grow, which is really nice to see support from artist to artist. There seems to be a really nice effort for artists to support each other and lift each other up, which I think is really amazing. We launched because we wanted to support local artists. We created this membership-based co-musicking space where artists of any kind can come and meet other artists. We wanted to be a place where community can grow.
I think it's a hodgepodge of people that have moved in from different parts of the country. Of course, you have a lot of your native Charlotteans, but a lot of people move in and of course come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different upbringings, and it seems to mesh in somehow beautifully in this city that we call Charlotte. It gives a lot of people an opportunity to see that diversity is pretty cool.
We are not the small town that isn't unnoticed. We're on the map. You have people from all over that are a part. You have our corporate community that are sponsors. These local events not only bring our local community together, it also creates home. We're an international city. When you have a festival that celebrates your culture, celebrates the food of your culture, the dress, the dance, the language, you know that you are in a place that truly is welcoming for all. As a local city council member, one of the things that I've been very focused on is actually attending the conversations that the Charlotte Arts League has created and hearing from our local artist community. Housing is an issue across the nation. Space for gathering, space for creating. We cannot lose our arts community. We need that talent here in Charlotte. That creates an economic boom when you look at hotel stays, when you look at sales tax through eating out. Art is so many things wrapped into one. We need that creativity right here. We need you to graduate from high school, and if you go off to college, bring that creativity back. We need you to be homeowners here, which means we need to create an avenue for you to become a homeowner. We need to create an avenue for you to become a small business owner. How are we making sure that our local artists are connected to these opportunities? It's great when we can bring an international artist into our city. It's even better when we can grow our own local artists and give them the ability to expand their talent, to grow their talent, to share their talent right here in our backyard.